Soon as Tyler Perry started talking about how many black millionaires he made, here comes sexual harassment lawsuit. That's not even really sexual harassment because you sitting here flirting back, texting this man, telling him you trying to get off so you can go to sleep.
Hey guys, welcome to Human Scars. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos.
But an actor named Dixon, who played the role of Dale on the BET series The Oval, recently filed a lawsuit against Tyler Perry, and I read all 46 pages of the complaint. So let me tell you why Dixon is suing Tyler Perry for $260 million. Okay? And it really comes down to what the lawsuit says was Tyler Perry promising Derek creative opportunities, such as getting a role in a show or him promising to make a show Derek created, but it would require Derek having to deal with the harassment, assault, battery, and professional retaliation from Tyler Perry. The lawsuit starts with how Derek first met Tyler Perry, which was in 2019 at an event at Tyler Perry Studios. At the time, Derek was working for an event company that Tyler used for his events, and on the day of this event, Derek says Tyler, quote, picked him out of a crowd of employees and began asking him about his employment status and if he wanted to be an actor. At the end of the party, Tyler insisted that him and Derek exchange phone numbers, and almost immediately the two began texting. According to the suit, in some of these text messages, Tyler would be asking Derek about his dreams and aspirations, as well as his interest in writing and acting. And then one day, the lawsuit says that Tyler asked Derek to send him an acting audition over the phone, but Derek tells him he's at a Halloween party. So Tyler replied, asking to see pictures of Derek in his costume. Derek sends the pictures, and then the lawsuit says that Tyler responded saying, quote, I was gonna say, your cowboy needs a sugar daddy. You look great, you're just lacking costume parts. Sorry, don't want to offend. Derek replies to this message saying, not at all, it's so true, half-assed costume. And then Tyler Perry responds saying, what's true? Cowboy needs a sugar daddy. According to the lawsuit, this comment from Tyler Perry was him implying that he wanted to be Derek's sugar daddy. Now, shortly after this interaction, the lawsuit says that Tyler Perry held another event at his house and specifically requested for Derek to work the event, which meant he had to be flown from LA to Atlanta to be there. Now, following that event, the lawsuit says communications between the two of them continued, and during one text exchange, Tyler told Derek he would love to find him a job and change his life. He went on to say, quote, be careful hanging around me. I cause dreamers to dream big. I cause them to not only believe, but do. Then he says, you're an artist. You have to be fulfilled. Nothing else will suffice. The lawsuit says after that text exchange, Derek received an offer to play the part of a character named Dale in Tyler's TV series Ruthless. So Derek does the role, and about 1 month after filming that show, the suit says that Tyler Perry bought Derek a car because he, quote, hated Derek's Jeep. So more calls, conversations, and events happened. And according to Derek, the conversations with Tyler Perry started to get strange. The suit says in one text, Tyler said, quote, I can't tell you the last time I pumped gas or went to the supermarket or flew commercial or packed a bag or had good mex. It was before I was rich. Derek says he thought the messages were strange coming from Tyler, but he decided to downplay them in hopes that he would be able to showcase his acting and writing talents off to Tyler. Now, a few months after that text exchange, Tyler Perry invited Derek to his house. Derek goes over, they have some drinks, and the conversation was overall pretty friendly. However, according to the lawsuit, at the end of the night, Tyler Perry invited Derek to stay over since they had been drinking, and Derek goes to a guest bedroom where he strips down to his underwear because he didn't have pajamas and gets in the bed to go to sleep. According to the lawsuit, while Derek was laying in the bed, Tyler Perry came and slipped in behind him and started rubbing Derek's inner thigh.
You didn't punch him in the nose. You a grown-ass man, bro.
The suit says Derek jumped out of the bed and told Tyler that he wasn't trying to do that, but Tyler allegedly ignored him and instead told him to turn around so Tyler could see him in his underwear. And while Derek was telling Tyler he didn't want to do anything, he was also trying not to insult Tyler since Tyler was, quote, dangling his career in front of him.
So you giving him all the signs that you flirting with him, but then you not flirting with him?
Now, this lawsuit doesn't say how that night ended, but it goes on to say that Derek would frequently tell Tyler that he didn't want to do anything with him, but Tyler would respond by prying into his life. As an example, the lawsuit includes a text message in which Tyler says to Derek, quote, I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past that block in your mind soon. And according to Derek and this lawsuit, that text was Tyler implying that Derek would hopefully get past the block in his mind and let Tyler make love to him. As a response to that text, Derek said, quote, "Well, it's not this person, but yes, I want that too. I'm working on it. Therapy is helping." According to the suit, as time went on, Tyler continued calling and texting Derek, and at first he wasn't answering until Tyler offered him a role in a new show called The Oval. The suit says that during his time filming The Oval, Tyler Perry's advances and harassment towards Derek only continued.
But then you come 5 years later, you never filed a police report for sexual assault. You never made any complaints or none of that shit.
There's one example in which Tyler allegedly told Derek, quote, "I give and give and give, and no one ever gives me what I want or what I need," which the suit says was Tyler Perry implying that Derek was not giving him what he wanted. And in another example, the lawsuit says that Tyler told Derek that he was a top and he preferred a man that was already in a relationship so that Tyler wouldn't have to deal with the emotional aspect of the person, just the physical. Once filming for The Oval began and Derek got the scripts for his character, he noted that at the end of the season, his character was written to be shot 4 times. Derek asked Tyler about this, and Tyler told him if he does a good job, his character may not die, which the lawsuit says Derek understood to mean that his job security and role on this show was dependent upon his relationship with Tyler Perry, and if he did or did not entertain Tyler's advances. During the time all of this is happening, the lawsuit says that Derek witnessed Tyler Perry killing off other characters of the show when the actors of those characters got on his bad side. So Derek would accept invitations to Tyler's house and other harassing comments and messages, all in an effort to keep his job and for his character not to be killed off. There's more messages and more conversations referenced, and in particular, there's one around April of 2020, which is around the time filming for The Oval was put on hold because of COVID. And during this conversation, Tyler allegedly told Derek he imagined him prancing around in a cowboy outfit, and Tyler doing things he couldn't talk about because they were so wrong. During this COVID period, the lawsuit says that Tyler would also send alcohol to Derek's house and then get on the phone with him and rant about his frustration of not getting some of the explicit things that he wanted. But the lawsuit says that Tyler Perry also told Derek not to tell other castmates about their newfound friendship. In one text about this, Tyler says, quote, "Listen to me. If you let the cast know that you and I have a new friendship, then you are opening yourself up to a lot of questions and foolishness. You want them to know that you are there because of your talent and not because we have a friendship or because Tony got me to give you this job." Tony was the owner of the events company that Derek used to work for, and he's also a close friend of Tyler Perry's. You earn your spot like everyone else. Don't give people an opportunity to play you small or they will. That might be a word. He goes on to say, "Because when we go back to work, I'm not going to know you. I don't have any friends that work for me, my friend. Professionalism is key." Derek replies saying, "You're totally right. That makes total sense. Don't want to give anyone that opportunity because work is work." And then around August of 2020, when filming for the show picked back up, lawsuit says that Tyler Perry texted Derek about 2 cast members who had pissed him off and how he was now thinking about killing them off on the show. In this text, Tyler writes, quote, "But I swear to you, I know how to fix this ish. I love killing a MFer in a show that no one expects." He goes on to say, "Think about that last episode. They are all shot at. We don't know who lives." Derek replies, "I'm scared. They should be too." And then Tyler replies, "Nope, they're not. They are stupid to think that. So stupid." And then he goes on to say, "I'm going to have a come to Jesus moment with them." Derek alleges that Tyler Perry made these statements to him to instill fear in him, letting him know that if he didn't engage with Tyler Perry's advancements and harassment, he too could be killed off. Now, since Derek had aspirations of being a writer as well as an actor, he shared a pilot he had written with Tyler Perry, and Tyler responded talking about how good it was and that he had an interest in filming it. According to Derek, Tyler used this promise of filming Derek's show as further motivation to get him to do what he wanted, including dealing with Tyler's harassing comments and behavior. As an example, the lawsuit includes a text exchange where Tyler Perry expressed some jealousy of seeing Derek with another man, and then later referenced Derek getting thick again in this same message. The text reads, quote, "Why did that photo make me jealous? You two together." Derek says, "I don't know. It's just Brad. He just wanted to go on a quick walk to get his steps in, and now I'm walking to Chipotle by myself." Tyler responds, "Thick Derek, get that Chipotle?" And then Derek replies, "Ha ha ha, can you tell from the photo?" Tyler says, "No, I can only from your jeans," to which Derek replies, "That's how I measure too. If I'm not filling them out, I'm not working hard enough." And then in what the lawsuit describes as another harassing text message, Tyler tells Derek, quote, "I feel sorry for the person that you choose. And what I mean by that is you're so beautiful. When you finally are able to unlock your mind, you're going to make that person crazy. Now, getting back to the shooting of The Oval, the lawsuit says that on the last day of filming the show, Tyler Perry invited Derek to his trailer for drinks, and once inside, Tyler asked him, quote, "Are you attracted to me?"
He never spoke up or rejected him to his face. So you giving him all the signs that you flirting with him, but then you not flirting with him, but
Derek tells him that he isn't looking for anything intimate, but the suit says that Tyler continued making comments about how good Derek was looking and how he was wasting his looks by not being free and being intimate. According to the lawsuit, when Derek eventually got up to leave Tyler's trailer, Tyler pinned him against the wall and began groping him aggressively.
you didn't punch him in the nose. You a grown-ass man, bro.
The suit says when Derek didn't reciprocate any of the advances, Tyler allegedly told him he was drunk and asked him to leave.
There is always a pattern. Anytime you hear of a SA case, there's always seemed to be some type of drug or alcohol involved. So I think especially men in Hollywood just need to be careful. Alcohol will make you do crazy things, so just be aware.
But according to the lawsuit, the harassing calls, texts, and interactions didn't stop there. The lawsuit says Tyler Perry invited the cast of The Oval on a trip to the Bahamas, and while Derek wanted to decline the offer, Derek knew declining the invitation could result in him getting erased off the show. So he agrees to go, and while on the trip, the suit says that after a party one night, Tyler Perry grabbed and groped Derek to the point that Derek was terrified and could barely sleep. There's also a text from this trip that's included in of him in some swim trunks and standing next to a jet ski. Derek replies to the picture saying, "Nice picture," with 2 exclamation points. And then says, "Yeah, the water does look calm." And then Tyler replies to this saying, "Nice picture," with 4 question marks. And then Derek replies in all caps, "Great, amazing, awesome picture," with 3 exclamation points. Tyler replies again, "You don't see that stud in that, quote, nice picture? Rude." Derek says, "LOL, yes, that's a stud." According to the lawsuit, this continued pattern of harassment from Tyler Perry made Derek so stressed out that he eventually went to go see a doctor and was giving an antidepressant to deal with what was happening. But according to the lawsuit, Tyler Perry's propositions and harassment continued into 2021, including in a text message where Derek said, quote, "I know I need to smell the roses more." Tyler replies, "You are the rose, but you are so blocked that you refuse to be smelt or opened." The lawsuit references other alleged comments made by Tyler Perry, including asking Derek things like, "What's it going to take for you to have guiltless intimacy? Have you found that yet in therapy?" And then at another time saying, "No straight man would be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they wanted to F you. I would F you." The lawsuit describes another occasion that Derek went to Tyler Perry's house.
I'm trying to understand, if somebody sexually assaulted you, you still gonna go to their house again? You're gonna go to their house again.
In which he says he went over to discuss his pilot, but he says that after getting there and drinking, Tyler allegedly told him to stand on his weight monitor in only his underwear. Derek agrees and gets on the weight monitor in only his underwear, and when he does, the lawsuit says that Tyler Perry asked him for a hug, and when they went to embrace, Tyler allegedly pulled down Derek's underwear and began grabbing, groping, and playing with Derek's behind.
You didn't punch him in the nose. You a grown-ass man, bro.
Derek said he reached to pull his underwear back up, but when he did, Tyler told him to, quote, "relax, let it happen," and that he wasn't going to hurt him. The lawsuit says that Derek was desperate to get away, so he told Tyler that he couldn't be intimate with him because he was hungry, which resulted in Tyler Perry stopping what he was doing and ordering a pizza. According to the lawsuit, this night ended with Derek sleeping on the floor in the bathroom because that door could lock and the main door to the bedroom could not. After that last encounter, Derek began ignoring Tyler Perry, and when he finally did answer him, Tyler was apologetic and blamed his behavior on testosterone supplements that he had been taking. In a text where they were referencing these supplements, Tyler says, quote, "I love how I feel right now, but I don't like being corny." Derek says, "Oh yeah, from the doctor, but is it making you feel better?" And then Tyler responds, quote, "I feel so good, but I don't like being corny. I feel sorry for the first person that flirts with me." Following this conversation about the supplements and Tyler apologizing for his behavior, the lawsuit says that Tyler attempted to continue making the situation better by inviting Derek on a yacht trip, promising Derek to make his pilot, and then later offering to invite a third person on this yacht trip to make sure that Derek felt comfortable. But according to the lawsuit, Derek refused this invitation and the two of them stopped speaking for 5 months. At some point during this break of not talking, the lawsuit says that Derek was contacted by members of Tyler's team, who the lawsuit calls fixers, and they tell Derek that he's going to be getting a new storyline. He's going to be getting a $6,000 per episode raise that would continue to increase over the coming seasons. And he was told that Tyler Perry wanted to buy the rights to produce his pilot and planned to spend $1 million on the production for it. According to the lawsuit, after getting this offer, Derek bowed to the pressure and fear of losing his livelihood and decided to return to working with Tyler. However, when he received the scripts for the new season of The Oval, he realized his grocery store clerk role had been transformed into a male prostitute being pursued by a pimp. And elements of this character and this pimp resembled the dynamic that he had with Tyler, even down to conversations that the two of them had previously had. At some point after this is all ramping back up, Derek and Tyler finally get on the phone and have a discussion about the last time they saw each other and the assault. According to the lawsuit, in that conversation, Tyler blamed Derek for what happened and told him he needed to have a, quote, stronger no. The text message that's included in the lawsuit that references this conversation is very blurry, but from what I can see, it appears to be Derek telling Tyler that he's moving to Santa Monica, and Tyler saying that Santa Monica is nice, I'm glad you're going out there, and then saying, how is your no? You gotta have a strong no. Derek's response is even harder for me to read, so I'll skip down to the next message that Tyler sends, and that one says, quote, well, I don't think that, but I think that you have to be able to say no and mean it and make it clear. Fast forwarding to December of 2023, the lawsuit says an actor by the name of Christian Keys, who had also worked with Tyler Perry, posted a video on social media detailing his abusive experience with an anonymous Hollywood billionaire. And based on that video and his description, Derek says that he believes the billionaire Christian was referencing is Tyler Perry. And according to the lawsuit, around the time that this Christian Keys video came out, Tyler Perry reached out to Derek, really pushing to get his show done and telling him he had plans to sell it to a network, which Derek says was really Tyler Perry trying to keep him quiet. However, after months of back and forth and Tyler telling Derek that the president of his company misplaced the $1 million that was going to go to his show, the suit says Derek eventually realized that Tyler was never going to make his show and he was doing all of this to buy his silence and string him along. So he took the step of reporting the harassment that he says he experienced to the EEOC, and then later quit his job where he was standing to make about $400,000 to avoid continuing to be harassed and assaulted. The lawsuit says when Tyler Perry found out about this, he told Derek that if he told other cast members why he was really quitting, he would be in breach of his contract. And so the two came to an agreement that Derek would say he was going on a medical leave due to the stress caused by the harassment, and that leave would be considered paid medical leave. But Derek says Tyler retaliated against him for reporting the harassment by making that leave unpaid, resulting in Derek not receiving any additional payments after he left. And now he's suing for all of that and more. He has a few causes of action, and the first is for quid pro quo harassment, which basically alleges that Tyler Perry offered Derek roles on shows and they promised to film his show in exchange for Derek agreeing to and engaging with Tyler Perry's advances. The second cause of action is work environment harassment, which is pretty self-explanatory. Derek says that this harassment occurred on set and in trailers, and that's where they work. And then there's also assault, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, as well as retaliation, which has to do with Derek's claims that Tyler Perry ultimately decided not to pay him through that medical leave as retaliation for him reporting the harassment. And so that's the lawsuit, and we'll see what Tyler Perry has to say in his response.
At workplace sexual harassment, this shit didn't even happen at work. This shit happened at your crib. At his house where you pulled up to twice on multiple occasions. Mind you, he never beat your ass or whooped your ass or none of that shit. You're a grown ass man. You're not a small woman getting beat up by a dude. You're not getting dragged back by your hair back into the house. None of this shit. You're a grown ass man, my nigga. You're a grown ass man. You never punched this nigga in his face for trying you like that. And now because your career's falling off, you now want to sue. Soon as Tyler Perry started talking about how many black millionaires he made, here comes sexual harassment lawsuit. That's not even really sexual harassment because you sitting here flirting back, texting this man, telling him you trying to get off so you can go to sleep. No, this looked like a mutual interaction, bruh. And where's the rest of the fucking text messages? Why you ain't show all the text messages? It's screenshots and clips of a narrative you want to paint, but I seen enough when you said you was touching yourself to go to sleep. You text that to another man, bro. Nah, that's a mutual interest. The fuck wrong with these people, man?
Polygraphs live, and I'll pass all of them because it's the truth. This person is a predator, and he's one of several. And it's a shame, man. But I think it's time. I want to, and I know, P, I know you're on here. I want to say everything now. And I have proof. It's not like I'm just making false accusations. I intentionally let the statute of limitations expire. It's not about money, but I'm gonna have to take the receipts, the recordings down to the police department and let them hear this individual. I wasn't working for him in the month and the year that he showed up to my apartment and offered me $100 grand to take my clothes off. He said, I don't even need to touch you. I just want to see you naked. I declined. Because again, scenic route, I got my integrity with me. I'll take the long way around. But being that I wasn't working with him and we were in my apartment, he had visited my apartment to offer me a job of this fall because the lead of this particular project was going to do something else, so he needed another lead. I recorded it because I didn't trust him, and I had told him over and over, and he still always tried shit. Just tried shit. So if people don't believe me, they can hear him in his voice. I have always kept something on me. Always. Even if my phone.
My question is, guys, do you guys think that Tyler Perry is guilty, or is this another money grab? Or is there an agenda against powerful black men? And if so, the question is, who is next? Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know your reaction. See you on the next one.